welcome back to Lisanna Does Things. Today's video is all about the Impressions Vanity review, and we're sitting right here behind it. I have a way better camera that I invested in, so hopefully all my future videos will be so much better. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna go over the pricing of my vanity, shipping, building it, customer service, which I know is a huge topic that everyone has dealt with at some point or another in the Impressions Vanity process, and then give you my final thoughts. Is it really worth it? Is it too pricey? Like, is the material quality the best? So stay tuned and enjoy. Part of my dream was to have a makeup vanity so I can do my makeup video, and my sister had told me about Impressions Vanity. I looked online, I fell in love with this one right here. And what I really wanted the most was that tabletop. I got the Slaystation 2.0 bundle with the Pro mirror. I had pre-ordered it in April, on April 20th, and it was a pre-order to come in June. So I had spent $1,151.07 for everything. So it was not a cheap investment. Like, it was a lot of money. And I definitely used my stimulus check for that, of which I'm not too happy to say, but I mean, at the time, like, I had a job, I was fine. Like, my part-time job said that we weren't gonna go back for just a couple weeks and just to hold off, so I was like, oh, like, whatever, like, I have another job to go to. That was definitely not the case. Like, here we are almost a year later, right? So shipping was $221.37, I believe, because it was coming from California. But the set itself just cost $929.27. So for the bundle itself, it wasn't too bad. Shipping is like what kind of like pushed me over the edge. So in my bundle, I got the Hollywood Glow Pro mirror. This one didn't have Bluetooth. I wasn't interested in that. I wasn't interested in knowing the time or the weather outside. Like, when I do my makeup, I have my phone in my hand, so I just didn't need that. I went ahead and I got the frosted bulbs. I really wanted clear bulbs because I wanted that Hollywood look. But what I saw in reviews is that these frosted bulbs are the best when doing makeup because they give you better color correction. I believe that's what they said. So I just got those. It brings just your typical see-through tabletop with the 3 drawers, and it got the drawers that go at the bottom with the 5-drawer set. So we all know, you probably found me from my other video that you see right here, how to build the Slaystation 2.0. I started by pushing out the drawer videos, then I showed you the unboxing for the mirror, and lastly was the tabletop, because as you all know, like, you probably didn't even get the directions either. I didn't get the directions either. I had to email them to get it. Like, and that took a couple days. More on customer service in a little bit. But building it was such a hot mess. I got the instructions, and as you can tell, like, they gave me the wrong materials. The screws and the nails, like, towards the end I realized that I didn't have half the stuff, and then I had a whole lot more than I needed. I still have a little plastic baggie with all the extra tools just in case something breaks on this, but so far so good, kind of. So when everything arrived, I got 2 big boxes, and I was so excited. I just started building the drawers first. To be honest, like, the instructions weren't very clear. Like, you would pick up a board that would say, for example, number 12, and then you'd pick up a similar board and they would be number 12 too, but their number 12 would be in like a dark black letter, and then you'd have one in red letters. So you really have to pay close attention to what you're building, because like, you might be building the wrong thing. So that was a hot mess. And then on top of that, you're building every single little thing. Like, you're getting the drawer slides, which that was a whole big issue. The comment section was like trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure out, like, it just sucked. And nothing was pre-built as best as they could be. You're literally doing everything from scratch. What they're giving you is the hardware and the boards that have pre-drilled holes or slits on them so you can finish building it together, but it could have been a little bit more put together. Like, I don't understand why I had to build and screw on the drawer slides when that could have just been shipped easily pre-built, and all I had to do was just put the pieces together, if that makes sense. Like, I don't see why I had to screw in the little handles for the drawers. Like, that could, like, simple little things could have been done in advance before sending it to me to build it, because it took so much time. Like, one drawer, just one single drawer, not 2 Just one took me 4.5 hours. And granted, I was filming, so I had to like move my camera around to rearrange things, but it was bad, girl. It was bad. I filled the drawers and I opened my next box, and then I realized that I'm missing the mirror. Like, where is the mirror? So I sent a message to Impressions Vanity. That's like a whole nother story. Oh my gosh, like I'll get more to that in a little bit, but whatever. I sent an email to Impressions Vanity and I started building this one. Or my plan was to start building the tabletop. And then I realized I don't have the directions. So I emailed them too. And this just goes on to customer service now. Customer service is super duper slow. Don't expect a response from them same day. You know, I gave them the benefit of the doubt because I thought, you know, COVID is just hitting. It's only been a month. Like, everybody must be super overwhelmed over there trying to figure out how to work from home if they're doing that in California. Or, you know, a lot of people are ordering stuff. Like, I knew I was swiping my credit card everywhere. Like, hey, like online shopping. But, you know, they were super slow to respond. And it took days for me to hear back. Like, I would send them something. I gave them a couple days. They never responded. I would, you know, hey, I haven't heard back. Just checking in to make sure, you know, you saw my message. Nothing. Like, and then after some time, like, I just got so tired of messaging them. Like, at one point, like, I literally got so tired of messaging them. I would send them a new message, like, start a new, like, complaint thread or customer service thread or whatever you call it. And they would open it up same day, see that I had another message pending or being worked on, and close it. I did that like 3 or 4 times. And you know what they did? They kept closing it. And I was like, yo, like, what the F is going on? How is somebody opening my messages, my new messages, and then exiting out the same day, but then I'm still waiting for a message from like last week? And then, like, you know, like, it's just so disappointing after I get my mirror for me to like email them again to like get the instructions of the tabletop. Like, only get this if you really have patience in case you get the wrong stuff. Like, thank God my stuff like came in perfect condition or close to perfect condition, because there were some scratches when I was building this. But if you got the wrong order, if your items don't work, like, I've seen horrible reviews, especially on the Better Business Bureau. Like, I'm gonna pray for you, sis, because that's a headache to deal with. And then it seems like the customer service sucks. Like, they're just not really that helpful either. So when they ship the boxes to me, they're like these 2 big boxes. They're super heavy. I think UPS delivered them or USPS, I can't remember. And I only got 2 boxes. The guy who delivered it didn't tell me that there was supposed to be a 3rd box. And I didn't see it in my order at all. So it wasn't until I went in and I started investigating that things just didn't add up. I emailed Impressions Vanity. I didn't hear back, so I emailed them again. And then I called USPS. I'm like, hey, like, I didn't get this product. What's up? They tell me that it was damaged en route to my house, so they just sent it back. And they were supposed to send me a new one. At no point in time did Impressions Vanity contact me via email, a text, a phone call, nothing. Not even a letter in the mail to tell me that my mirror was missing. So I'm freaking out because I don't want them to think that I'm lying and saying that, like, I didn't receive a mirror. Like my biggest fear was that they thought that I would be lying and saying, like, oh, I didn't receive the mirror, when in actuality, like, y'all were the ones that messed up. Let's pause for a second. If you're loving this video so far, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I upload all things glam and fabulous, from skincare routines to DIYs and everything else. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and click the subscribe button and join the doll collection. Alright, let's get back to the video. I'm a little bit iffy about the quality. So for something that's so expensive, I would assume that you would, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? That you would invest more money into something so high quality, or at least that's the impression that I get from your marketing. You know, it looks so fabulous, so great, but then the quality is kind of like subpar to me. So thankfully, none of my drawers or my mirror came in broken or super damaged. There are some things that just weren't high quality as I expected it to. So in one of the videos, I showed you that one of the rims over here just wasn't clean cut on the mirror, and it looked kind of tacky. It didn't bother me too much because, you know, I screwed in the light bulb and you can't really tell, but like, I know. And then there's a couple of things in my drawers that it just didn't, I don't know. I just wasn't happy with it, you know? Like, it's kind of like manufactured wood. So it's not like solid wood. It's not like as fragile as plywood, but it's like not great quality, you know? Like, that could easily break, that can easily get scratched. I spent a lot of time researching this, like looking at DIY videos on how to make my own vanity, and maybe just purchasing a mirror from them so I can save a little bit of money. I even looked at just buying the tabletop, and I found it on their Etsy page, but that was like $400 or $500. And I was crunching numbers. I'm looking at IKEA and thinking about, you know, buying the little hardware to like make the drawers look fabulous with diamonds. Like, I even found some place in Australia that sold something super similar, but they just didn't ship to the US. They only sold like within Australia. So I was like, that sucks. Trust me, like, I was crunching numbers, doing my mathematical equations, trying to figure out like the best deal for my dollar, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's not, like, the quality doesn't match the price. Like, it just, the wood had like minor scratches. Like, what I had to deal with customer service alone kind of added on to it. So I was just not happy. And you know, once you build it and you're using it, like, you want to maximize the space in your drawers. Like, when you open up the drawers, you don't use all your space. You can open it up and then stick your hand in the drawer all the way back, and there's still room. You know, if you don't have something in place there, like, once you pull out the drawer and things move around, like, you have to reach all the way in the back to grab that foundation, or you have to reach all the way in the back to grab that whatever it is you're looking for. So it's not ideal. I would want them to have a pull-out drawer that comes all the way out, so you see the entire drawer and you can use that space. I also had a really hard time looking for acrylic dividers to place in my drawer. So the bottom of the drawer is kind of like, I don't want to say like flimsy cardboard, but it's like a really thick cardboard. This is just something that I got from like shipping, but it's kind of like this like cardboard material, you know. Maybe cardboard isn't the right word. I don't know. I'm not into construction. It's like this very thin piece of wood. It's not even wood because it's like, you know, bendable. Watch my other videos. You'll get a better feeling of what I'm talking about. But that is like super cheap, you know, like if I want a quality drawer that will hold things, and I'm not worried about it, you know, that I put something too heavy and then something falls through and then I have to rebuild the entire drawer, or like I spill foundation or an oil-based primer and then it stains because it's really, you know, just a very light coat of like some shiny material, and it can get dirty easily. So I had a really hard time finding acrylic drawers and acrylic dividers, I mean. And acrylic dividers are not cheap. Like, everybody wants them, so like they're kind of like, you know, give me your money, sis. And you know, then you have to do mathematical equations again to figure out what will fit. I have like a specific idea in mind, and I want to utilize all the space in my drawer, and I'm sure you do too. So I want to find acrylic drawers that I can put together for all my materials and separate my eyelashes, separate my lipsticks, separate my whatever. So you have everything kind of divided, and you open one drawer and it's all your eye products. Open another drawer, it's all your lippies. And I just had such a hard time looking for it. Impressions Vanity doesn't even sell that for their drawers. I found some place in Australia that sells acrylic dividers, just the strips, like plastic strips with little like indents in them, and then you can like piece them together. Couldn't even find them on Amazon. You know how much they're selling it for? $300. Like, it's just, you know, you're just spending money on money, and then you have to do your own research on top of that. Like, if you check out my other video, you'll see that I like posted the dimensions, and I hope it helps somebody. Like, I saw the links that people were using to buy it, so it did help out a couple people, and hopefully you had a good time with it, but not me. The mirror has a little bit of distortion on it too, so when I like get dressed here, kind of check out my outfit, I step back a little bit, and it's not the best quality. Like, I reviewed other Impression Vanity like makeup mirrors, like the little like travel size ones, or the ones that you keep on a desk. Yo, those mirrors were amazing, the best quality ever. But mine is just like, you kind of go in a little bit close, and you know how when you put your finger close to a mirror, you kind of see double finger, like you see like, you know, two fingers. I see that, and then you kind of, it's just, there's a little tiny distortion, which I'm not happy with. This is expensive too, sis. Like, that's a lot of money. My lights in this video, I had to stop filming because the lights were flickering. So, you know, at what point do you like say this is a really good quality product and it's so worth the money? Like, I don't know. I guess that's a decision you have to make. I haven't contacted the customer service for the flickering lights. Because it happens sometimes, rarely, but even when it does happen, like, I turn it off, I put down the dimmer, I unplug, wait a couple minutes, replug it, turn it on, turn up the dimmer, and it's still happening. So there's something internally going wrong with the hard wiring, and it's just one of those things where, like, if I plan to use this mirror for makeup, like, I can't have that flickering all day. Like, that gives me a headache. I never got the directions to connect the mirror with the tabletop, so it's kind of just sitting on this, like, little white board, which I don't like. The glass will get scratched, obviously. I was hoping for some type of glass that, like, was, like, super protected with some, like, fancy schmancy technology that wouldn't get scratched, but it will. I just suggest that if you're gonna do your makeup or use this as a working station, I use it to, like, work from home using my laptop. So I just put a cover on top and just kind of, like, use my mouse on top of my notebook, things like that, because it will get scratched. And once it starts getting really scratched, you lose that glossy effect, that shiny effect, because you're gonna see all those scratches and dings. So take care of it as best as you can. If you have kids, you definitely want to be careful with this because you don't get instructions to connect the tabletop to the drawers. So this can move, and it moves super easily. Every time I wipe my tabletop with window cleaner, this shakes. So, like, I can show you, like, this is already moving. I'm not even moving it too much. Like, I'll move it with one finger and, you know, like, it's already shaking. Like, so not safe if you have kids or large pets, because this will just knock off if your kids are playing under it. There's no way to secure it. I didn't see the instructions for it if there were. The tabletop just kind of sits on top, and then your mirror sits on top of this board that you screwed it into. So I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't got nothing to worry about, but accidents can happen, so you just want to be careful of that. So in my mind, you know, up to you. This is what I found the best deal for me in the US. Price wise, like, I just really had this vision of what I really wanted, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. You know, using my stimulus check wasn't a good idea looking back at it to buy this. But I think it serves its purpose for what I want to do. I think in the future, if I don't want it, I'm just gonna sell it to someone. For me, like, I use it sometimes. I don't do my makeup every day. I use it sometimes, but it works, you know? Like, I'm happy with it. I just don't think that the price I paid matches the quality that of the materials that I got, and it doesn't match the customer service representation that I got. I just don't think that the price matches the quality of the product that I received. I don't think that the customer service that I got and the quick response that I got was good enough for me. And for y'all to send this and then send me incomplete instructions, like, I don't know. Like, you really have to plan in case you do have to deal with this headache, you know. Hopefully you got patience, because that was a hot mess.